Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Force here. Welcome back. Going to be commentating game for you today. Today's matchup is a Zerg vs. Zerg. We're looking at a game between Abver and Dimaga. So looking forward to this matchup. Hopefully you guys are as well. What's been going on for me? Well, I haven't commentated a game in a while, but over the course of the past week, I have come out with 3 strategy videos, one for each of the races. Now, this is going to be something I'm going to be looking to maintain from here on out. I know a lot of people have been asking for the continuation of those strategy videos. I know there was quite some length of time that I was just doing the commentary, but I am getting back into the swing of things, getting back to doing some strategy videos as well. So keep an eye out for those from here on out. I do promise that I will be delivering that content to you. So nothing going on quite as of yet. We can see right now Dimaga is going to be moving down with his drone scout right there after 10 supply. And what's going on over here for Abver? Looks like Abver, in fact, going for an 8 pool. So very, very early spawning pool for Abver. He's going to be looking to be really aggressive. So looking forward to see how that plays out. Depending on the timing of Dimaga's pool, it could be quite difficult for him to deal with this aggression. So very, very, like I said, aggressive stance here from Abver. We can see, in fact, still not coming out with an Overlord. Is he going? He's going to want to do that sometime in the near future. Just to make sure that he can get those Zerglings as soon as that pulls up. So Overlord should be making its way. There we go. So Overlord, he's going to time that perfectly. So the Overlord does come out with the pool. And then he's going to be able to pump out a bunch of Zerglings and push out really early. Now we can see here, still doesn't know exactly where his opponent is. Well, he does at this point. He has scouted the corner of this base with that Overlord. And he's going to be pushing on over here. So he knows at this point exactly where he is. You can see right here, having his Zerglings rallied right over. Zerglings pumping out. We do have 6 coming out at the moment. And this is going to be a little bit of a problem for Dimaga. We can see the pool has not yet come up. In fact, he has expanded. Dimaga in a very dangerous position right now. It's going to be very, very difficult for him to deal with this. He doesn't even have the pool working. Expansion's coming up. He's going to be relying solely on these drones, and this is a big, big problem. Abver is fully aware of the scenario. He's fully aware of what's going on. Pool is just coming down and canceling that expansion because he sees the Zergling streaming into his base. Also, a couple drones moving on down right now as well. So very, very, very aggressive stance here from Abver. He's going to be trying to do a lot of early game damage, clearly. Now, what Dimaga is going to be forced to do in this position is he's going to be forced to pull down with some of these drones to engage. He wants to be careful to avoid surrounds. He's also trying to deny a placement here of that spine crawler, but we can see Abver was able to pull that down, and there we go. Drone's going to be pulling down. They need to stop that spine crawler from coming up. The spawning pool is only 50% of the way finished right now, trying to get a surround on that spine crawler, doing what he can, but also wants to prevent any damage or as much as possible from these Zerglings. Zerglings just whittling through those drones, but the drones do manage to force a cancel there on that spine crawler, and another spine crawler is being built over here for Abver, trying to prevent a surround by putting him in a proper placement there. Pool just coming up right now. Dimaga has not been mining at all. He does have a few resources. Going to be coming up with a few Zerglings as well as that queen. And although Dimaga has lost quite a few drones here, he has managed to stop the Zergling rush at the moment. There are still no more Zerglings on the way right now. What is Abver doing? Abver looks like he is going to be just getting some more Zerglings, actually. I thought he would be droning up, but no, getting some more Zerglings and still engaging here. But Dimaga finally with those Zerglings on the board, he has been able to defend it, and he's going to be pushing back, probably going to be moving out for a counterattack right now. We can see 6 Zerglings making their way on over to Abver's base. He does have these 4 right here. You can see he hasn't been concentrating on droning whatsoever, so leaving his base a little bit defenseless. He does have those few Zerglings, but not quite enough at this moment to deal with what Dimaga has streaming on in. And Dimaga, in successfully defending that, is actually looking to be in a really strong spot right now. Taking a look at the unit counting tab, we can see that Dimaga is a little bit shy on those. Abver is a little bit shy on those drones, 8 as opposed to the 10, and he's pretty shy on those Zerglings as well. So Abver looking to be in a rough spot. Zerglings going to be moving forward to engage these units here. Needs to be wary of that queen, though. Definitely going to want to pull away, though. Doesn't want to lose those Zerglings unnecessarily, forcing the drones to be pulled off the line there. And Dimaga is going to be re-rallying and moving back home. Not a whole lot that he can do at this point, so going to be forced to pull back home, but actually moving down forward and trying to do a little bit more of engagement, pretty much sacrificing these Zerglings to try to kill off a few drones. He did get a few more drone kills, and you can see right now, as far as the matchup is concerned, 14 drones for Dimaga as opposed to the 14 for Abver. Taking a look at the income tab, we can see Dimaga is definitely slightly ahead at this point. Both players trying to work up their Vespene right now. Would like to see metabolic boost come down at some point. I think that's what either player is going to be going for. That would make a lot of sense. The first player to get speedlings on the board, definitely going to have that big advantage there. So Dimaga, again, forced to change up his plans there. You can see both players spreading out those overlords. They really have no fear this early in the game, especially since both players know that the other player is really hurting economically. Little engagement here going down, and it looks like Abver did manage to win that, but it's going to be forced to pull back because of these two rallied Zerglings joining the fight there. Is actually going to be moving right on into the base here of Dimaga. He wants to get some scouting information and see exactly what Dimaga's got going on. Going to be trying to sneak in. Does he manage to sneak by? Yes, he does. Just gets by those Zerglings and wants to look for those tech buildings. He's not going to be seeing anything, though. He's going to be seeing that metabolic boost researching. He's also seeing these drones on the gas, so he knows that Dimaga is continuing to get gas at this point. So great scouting job there by Abver. Back inside of his base, what has he got going on right now? Just going to be droning up at this point. He himself is working on the metabolic boost as well. Not too worried about making Zerglings right now, but this could be a problem because you can see right here Dimaga making tons and tons of Zerglings, and he's going to be pushing out sometime in the near future, I would imagine. There's a nice little jet going down, and where's that Baneling's nest? There we go. So Abver going to be coming out with those Banelings. It looks like still at this point, though, Dimaga is just sticking to the Zerglings, and I'm surprised that he's still on the gas and not teching up and not getting a Baneling's nest. All of these things in conjunction not making a whole lot of sense for me. He's going to be pulling a lot of these Vespian here, so would like to see him make use of that at some point. Otherwise, he could be in a whole heck of a lot of trouble. We can see here that Abver is in fact going for this Baneling route. He's going to be getting some Banelings out. Now, taking a look at the unit counting station, vastly outnumbered right now, 28 Zerglings, and the reason I question as to why he was doing all that, there we go, finally getting the Baneling nest and pulling the guys off the gas. The reason I question it was because he had no reason for spending the gas, but he was just going to be pulling it up and going to use it once that Baneling nest does pop. But just look at this massive amount of Zerglings right now moving out for Dimaga. Going to be doing a lot of damage. We do have a few Banelings coming in right now for Abver. It's going to depend on how he micros. If Dimaga can keep away from those Banelings, there we go, trying to engage, getting a full surround. Those Banelings are about to pop right now. Needs to be careful, losing almost all of those Zerglings. Oh my gosh, Dimaga lost so many Zerglings to those Banelings there. Big blunder on his part. We're probably going to be seeing a counterattack right now for Abver. I am really surprised that Dimaga stayed in there for those Banelings to pop. He saw that they were coming. He saw that they were just about finished, but he just stayed in there. The Banelings did pop right on all of his Zerglings, and he wasn't able to micro any away. We do have a few more Banelings coming out right now for Abver. We can see at this point Dimaga does in fact have that Banelings nest up, has resumed mining of the Vespian gas over here. Going to be moving down with those Banelings. And yeah, this is all going to come down to micro for both players. No player right now has any transition plan. So here we go. Zerglings moving forward for Abver. Needs to stay away from those Banelings. Try to peel them one at a time. That's exactly what he's doing. Great job there. Stay away with the bulk of the group. Very dangerous. Banelings rolling towards your Zerglings. That's the last thing that you want to see. Moving forward with just a few, popping two of those Banelings. Great job there by Abver. He keeps peeling off these Zerglings to take care of those Banelings, and that is excellent. Zerglings moving forward for Dimaga. Needs to be careful, though. Popping on the Banelings. One Baneling in the back, though. Manages to pop, getting a few of those Zerglings there of Dimaga. So, again, so micro-intensive right now. We see a bunch of Zerglings coming out right now for Dimaga. Going to be moving into his main base, though, doing what he can. Needs to stay away from these Zerglings. Zerglings do pop. Don't think he's going to be able to do too much damage. Does manage to take only a few losses there from those Banelings, but getting a full surround from those Zerglings there, and the attack was thwarted. So, both player right now, again, kind of on even footing. What do we got going on over here? Roach Warren coming out for Abver. So Abver looking to make that transition right now. We can see that Queen definitely took a lot of damage from that last engagement that took place here. Transitioning into a Roach Warren. This is very dangerous, though. We can see the stream coming out here for Dimaga. Very tenuous situation. We do have a few Banelings here, and it's going to rely on them and the micromanagement of them. If he can take out these Zerglings, he might survive. Going to be getting Roaches sometime in the near future. Baneling moving forward. Doesn't want to pop quite yet, though. It does pop, and here we go. Big streaming in of all of these Zerglings. Going to be forced to come out right now with these drones. Try to engage these Zerglings. We do have Roaches on the way. Do we? No, we do not right now. No Roaches on the way right now for Abver. So getting that Roach Warren, but not making use of that. Instead, coming out with a bunch of Zerglings to try to defend. Baneling's moving forward, popping right there. But they are evenly matched right now in Zerglings, trying to move into the middle line and do what he can for damage. And now finally coming out with one Roach. And what's going on over here for Dimaga? Dimaga's going to be coming out with this expansion. Abver fully aware of that. Dimaga also getting that Roach Warren of his own, and he does have 5 Roaches on the way. Let's take a look at that unit counting station, see what we have economy-wise. We can see 21 drones here for Abver and only 19 for Dimaga. So Abver is definitely going to be in the stronger economic position right now, if only slightly. Now, we did see those Roaches pop right now for Dimaga, and it looks like he's going to be chilling out, hanging tight here on this ramp and trying to prevent any of these Zerglings from running by. But again, we can see that Abver himself has made that Roach transition. Now, big problem here for Abver is if he doesn't take care of this expansion. He has scouted it. He knows it fully that it's there. You can see here Dimaga is aware that Abver hasn't expanded either. He is just staying on one base at this point. We do have that level 1 upgrade coming in. Do we have the same thing coming in for Dimaga? No, we do not. Just finally coming out with that evolution chamber. So this actually could turn the tide of the battle here, finally coming out with that expansion. But if he can get those Roaches with that level 1 upgrade to engage those unupgraded Roaches, he is obviously going to be in the clearly the stronger, the dominant position in that engagement, and that could definitely be it right now. A bunch more Roaches coming out right now for Abver, trying to get his expansion as well. We can see Dimaga's expansion just popping right now. A nice hold position there of those Roaches, preventing any Zerglings from running in, and finally going to be pulling those back there to defend the expansion. Might be interested to see if he does another wall just to kind of cut back on the run by of any possible Zerglings. And here comes the push right now. Level 1 upgrades, like we mentioned already in. A couple Banelings rolling out as well to deal with any Zerglings that Dimaga might possibly have. And this is a tough situation for Dimaga. That level 1 upgrade is definitely going to make a big difference. We do have lots of Zerglings coming out, in fact, as well. So going to be reinforcing with Zerglings instead of more Roaches. Couple more Banelings working their way in. Abver looking to be in a strong spot right now. I am not sure that Dimaga is going to be able to handle this. It's all going to come down to micro and how the engagement goes. But again, Dimaga's unit's at a big disadvantage. And does he have that level 1 upgrade coming still? No, it doesn't look like he does. Did he cancel it? That is unbelievable. So he doesn't have that level 1 upgrade coming in. Here comes that engagement, and look at Abver's Roaches just going to be shredding through the Roaches of Dimaga. Nothing he can do about it. Pulling forward with a bunch of Zerglings as well. Dimaga looking to be in a tough spot right now. He doesn't have a lot of units to defend this. He does have 10 Roaches on the way, but he doesn't have that level 1 upgrade, making a big difference. These Roaches just going to shred through them so quickly. Zerglings move forward to engage as well. We have a bunch of units moving down here for Abver, trying to move into the main base of Dimaga. Dimaga, those reinforcement Roaches, and there is the GG. So great game between these two players. Very micro-intensive early game. We saw that very fast pull here from Abver. Dimaga was able to fend it off, and then there was a counterattack that ensued, but the big loss there for Dimaga was when he lost, I don't know, 20 plus Zerglings to the few Banelings that were in the mineral line here for Abver, and that was a big advantage there for Abver. Again, Dimaga just lost so much income. He lost so many resources. We saw that switch to Roaches, getting that level 1 upgrade, and then pushing out against the unupgraded Roaches here of Dimaga. Basically just won the game, and that was the final cap there on the game, on the match. So Abver, great play there, and going to be looking forward to the next coming up games. Again, this is a 3-game series. As always, guys, if you like the content, make sure you subscribe, keep watching, and keep owning.